Kota's black-rimmed glasses were sliding down his nose a little as he was checking the mail. I called to him from up the road. He looked up and waved to me, pushing his glasses up his nose with his forefinger, masking his exquisite green eyes.
"Did you get it?"
he asked. Dakota Lee and I have a tender friendship. Randomly a week ago, he brought me into his circle of friends. It was how I came to learn about the academy, the secret school they held loyalties to. The only problem was, I didn't know a thing about it, and I wasn't allowed to ask questions. I was going to keep this promise for the sake of our friendship, and for what Kota said was my own safety. There were dangers around them that I wasn't privy to. I simply had to have faith when they told me to trust them. It seemed surreal to me, but I kept my mouth shut and my eyes open, hoping to glean, over time, the answers to the questions that buzzed through my head every time they shared a glance or whispered something around me. They were my first friends, my only friends. What else could I do? I held up my envelope. "Anyone else?" I asked.
"I'm still waiting to hear from Victor and Gabriel. They're heading over as soon as Victor confirms."
He flicked through the mail in his hands, pulling out an envelope similar to the one I held on my hands.
"Hey!"
There was a shout from up the street. Nathan jogged toward us. He was wearing dark running pants and a red tank shirt with a Nike swoosh on the front. I admired the way his biceps flexed as he held up his envelope.
"Let's check them out."
Kota tilted his head toward the house, inviting us to follow. We entered through the side door in the garage. Kota dropped the rest of the mail off in a bin near the kitchen. Nathan held open a door in the hallway, revealing a set of blue carpeted stairs. Nathan held his hand out, ushering me to enter. I padded my way up the steps to the room over the garage, Kota's bedroom. Nathan dropped onto his knees on the blue carpet and started to rip open his envelope. I sat cross-legged next to him, doing the same. Kota went to his desk, grabbing a silver letter opener, and cut through his envelope, unfolding the printout inside. I swallowed as I read my schedule for the upcoming year. Homeroom 135, AP English, Trailer 10, Ms. Johnson. AP Geometry, Room 220, Ms. Smith. Violin, Music Room B, Mr. Blackburn. AP World History, Trailer 32, Mr. Morris. Lunch, AP Biology, Room 107B, Mr. Gerald. Japanese, Room 212, Dr. Green. Gymnasium, Mrs. French. 7 classes, barely room to breathe. Now looking at it and thinking ahead to the upcoming year, it seemed overwhelming. Maybe it had been a mistake to be so enthusiastic about this.
"What's wrong, Sang?"
Nathan asked. His head tilted in my direction, a rusty brown eyebrow arching. I pursed my lips, twisting them slightly. I was just wondering if this was a good idea. Kota looked up from his paper, coming over to kneel next to me and sitting back on his heels on the floor.
"May I see?"
I handed it to him. Our fingers brushed as he took it from my hands, but he didn't seem to notice. None of them ever seemed to notice touching as much as I did. If they grabbed my hand or bumped my hip, they passed it off as if it were nothing. Coming from a family that never touched, there was a lot to get used to around my new friends. Kota's eyes scanned my schedule, reading off the list under his breath. Nathan got up, peering over Kota's shoulder.
"Holy shit,"
he said.
"How do you get 7? She doesn't have a study hall."
Kota pointed to the paper, lifted a brow, and then looked up at me.
"How did you get into the Japanese class? When did you meet Mr. Blackburn?"
Nathan's eyes widened in surprise and looked at me, waiting for me to respond. I blushed. After everything that happened, I'd forgotten to tell them. Well, when Dr. Green stopped me in the hall at registration, he brought me to his office. Mr. Blackburn was in there. They adjusted my schedule. Nathan and Kota shared a look between them. The only thing I caught was Nathan's eyes narrowing. Did they not like this? It was hard to understand.